It's the place where the blues live. And have lived for decades.
So I used to be here all the time, and it was great. Used to come down, and there was lots of friends and people that you knew, and a lot of artists hung around here and musicians.
This was the late 60s when hippies ruled Spadina. Donnie Walsh had just started his band, the Downchild Blues Band, and one of the first places they performed was right here in Grossman's Tavern. As the years rolled on, the band would continue making appearances on the Grossman stage, like here in 1994, 25 years after they first started. Now, almost 50 years later, Walsh is back again and looking around the place.
Well, it hasn't changed that much except for the length of hair.
He's right, and as the musicians and regulars will all tell you, the lack of change, a big part of its charm.
I think one of the biggest things about Grossman's is the fact that time has really stood still here. In fact, even when the men's washroom was renovated, you know, maybe 5 years ago, there was like a bit of an uproar thinking, like, how dare you change this?
Nothing about Grossman's Tavern screams flashy. In fact, it's the opposite. Unpretentious, a little bit grungy. But when the music is good, there's no need to dress it up. And live music is what it's all about. Grossman's is one of the only places in the city that has live music 7 days a week with no cover. The Louie family, immigrants from China, vowed to keep it that way when they bought it in 1975, 32 years after it first opened.
It's my dad. He was supposed to go buy the car wash. Didn't turn out.
So Christina Louie's dad continued walking along Chinatown and saw a for sale sign at Grossman's and thought, why not? Original owner Al Grossman handed it over, and since then it's been all hands on deck for the Louie family. Christina's daughters, Elizabeth and Alexandra, grew up surrounded by a revolving door of musicians, many of whom have become like family.
We had a lot of people who'd come back and be like, oh my God, I remember you when you were this little.
Sometimes I take it for granted. I honestly don't understand the amplitude of it. I often tell friends or I meet people and I tell them like, yeah, my family owns Grossman's. They're like, whoa, do you realize what that's about? And I think we take it for granted because I grew up here.
Honestly, have like a huge love of music. Music is like everything to me, and I don't think I would have had that appreciation for live music had I not been brought up here.
There's something about a place, a music venue that's been presenting music for a really long time, that Massey Hall is the same as Grossman's. There's sort of the music is in the walls. There's something about it. When you hit just one note, it sounds better than it'll sound anywhere else. You can do that on the stage in Massey Hall. You can do that on the stage here.
Gary Kendall is another member of the Downchild Blues Band making an appearance at Grossman's as it marks its 75th birthday. But this isn't really a birthday celebration. Grossman is not one to make a big deal out of such milestones anyway. This is actually its annual music scholarship fundraiser, which it's been holding every year since 2012. And it's held in honor of this woman, Amy Louie, Christina's sister, who was an important part of running Grossman's up until she passed away in 2011.
She loved music. She liked to hang around the musicians.
She really did love the musicians.
So in her memory, the family created the Amy Louie Grossman's Music Scholarship, awarding a $2,000 prize each year to a Toronto area musical artist or group to help further their career.
I think she'd be really proud of us. Yeah.
Last year, blues guitarist Dan McKinnon took home the prize, which helped pay for studio time to record his latest album. Dan has been a regular of Grossman since 2008, and as last year's winner, he helped organize and host this year's show.
I've been able to learn so much more about the history of Grossman's and the history of the blues in the city that, to me, it's like, you can't put a dollar value on that. And that's been the best part of this whole experience.
And getting the same experience this time around,
The swinging blackjack.
say that performing here at Grossman's over the years means a great deal to me. It is my favorite venue to perform in Toronto.
Matt Allen of the Swinging Blackjacks, this year's recipient, says the band will use the prize money to repackage, remaster, and relaunch their album from almost 20 years ago. But beyond the money, Allen says he is most honored knowing that the prize is in memory of Amy.
She was just a really, really sweet person.
The money collected at this year's fundraiser will go toward next year's prize. As for the future of Grossman's, the audience will continue to evolve.
You have people who are, from university, people bringing their kids here, to people who are like in their 80s, 90s here.
But the atmosphere and the music will likely stay the same.
I certainly hope so.
After all, it's been that way for over 7 decades.
That's why they feel at home. Do you feel at home when you come in here? Yes, that's how it is.
Kelda Yoon, CBC News, Toronto.